Welcome to our tech. Today we are going to see one of the most commonly asked Java interview question in a experienced interview, and this video helps the candidates to prepare well and perform well in the interview. That is, what is fail fast, what is fail safe, what are the collection classes falls under fail fast, what are the collection classes falls under fail safe. In this video we are going to see the differences between fail fast and fail safe through programmatic way, and let me go through some theoretical concept, then we'll jump into programming. Fail fast: while reading data from collection using loop or iterator, if we are going to change the collection structure by adding or removing or updating the values to it, it will immediately throws concurrent modification exception, and hence program execution terminates abnormally. And the examples are array list, a linked list, hash set, hash map. These collections are part of java.util package, and it works on the actual collection object. It doesn't require any additional memory and time. And what is failsafe? Failsafe is those collections while reading the data from collection using for loop or iterator, changes to the collection such as adding, removing and updating, it won't throw any exception and subprogram executes as expected. The examples are copy on write array list, copy on write array set, concurrent hash map. These collections are from java util.concurrent package, and it works on copy of the collection instead of working on the actual object, and it requires extra time and memory because it works on the copy object, and it need to be copied all the elements from actual to one more object, then it will add the new element to it or removing from it and updating, and then at last it will merge the it will set the values to actual. Here you can see the array list and copy on array list internal implementation methods. If you see on the left hand side, add, set, remove, and right hand side, add, set, remove from two different classes. On right hand side there is an addition in a copy on write array list. Initially it will assign log to the resource, to the object, collection object. Then it will calculate the length and it will pass the element, plus if we are going to add the element to existing collection object, here it is passing the elements, already available elements, and length plus 1 will get the length, and at last index it is adding the elements, and then it is again setting the array of new elements to actual object. In this way it will use the same logging concept for set, remove methods as well. Here it won't use any logging mechanism. Here I can say this is a kind of threading concept. In thread, as we are having the synchronized block, only one thread can perform the particular task. Similarly, this is a threading concept. Let's go through the programming and we'll see the differences practically. Let me create a class with fail fast. I am taking the main method for execution purpose. Let me create a list with a string object. Let me create a list object with a string generic type. Let me add few values to it. Let me iterate these list values with the iterator. We have to mention the generic here. This will give me the iterator object, and from iterator we need to read the values. I'm using while loop. Right here dot has next. It will check whether the next object present or not. Let me create a string and I'm assigning values. If the next value presents, it will enter into this loop and I'm getting the next object and I'm assigning to string as I have taken the string generic. Let me print it. And I will check a condition, and based on that condition I will modify the list. Let's say 2. I'm going to add one more value to the list. Let me execute this program and we'll see whether it is failfast or failsafe. Yeah, as I told, our list is a failfast collection. See, whenever I check the condition s dot equals to 2 and I'm adding the one more value, I'm modifying the list. So it is throwing concurrent modification exception. Let me check the hash remove method as well. The remove method works fine. Let me check it one more time. Yeah. Let me check the same thing with the hash rate. Hash rate also throwing concurrent modification exception, and in case we are adding the element to it, let me check the remove. Yeah, it is not supporting to modify the actual collection. Let me check the map as well. Hashmap also not supporting the modification, hence it is showing the concurrent modification exception. And we'll see the fail safe example. Let me create a class fail safe with the main method. Let me create a list object with a string. I created a list and I added three values to it, and I'm creating a iterator based on the list for reading the values from list of list of values. And here in a while loop, itr dot has next, it will check whether the next element is present or not. So initially the cursor will point before one, and whenever we call this one, it will check whether the next object is present or not. So it is present, so it will enter into loop. Let me assign this value to string right here dot next. So here we are checking the as next, uh, it is present in the list, so it will enter into the loop, and I'm taking the next value, I'm assigning it to string, and I will check a condition s dot equals to, let me add the value to the list one more only, 4. Okay, let me print the final list. Yeah, hence it is adding the one more value. When we are reading the values, I try to add one more value to the list, so it is adding. So it is a fail-safe collection. Now let me check the remove method. Yes, it is removing, and here we can see only two values from the list in the list. Yeah, that's it guys. And we have seen what is the fail fast and what is the fail safe, and we have seen what are the classes, collection classes falls under fail fast, and what are the collection classes falls under fail safe. And I created a YouTube playlist with a Java interview questions and answers, to provide Java related interview related questions on theoretical and both programming. Yeah, thank you guys.